Sanjay just popped in. Thanks for coming on. How have you been since coming back from New York?
Oh, pleasure, man. It's been great. What a phenomenal experience going to New York Comic Con.
Yeah, it was lots of fun.
Yeah, it's good to see you there, Collectors Con Digital.
It was a little long overdue, but yeah, it was nice to finally meet you and catch up. So, what were some of your highlights from the show?
All right. So, a couple of things. The first and foremost thing is you could buy anything in the VeVe booth with OMI. How cool?
Oh, yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's really nice. And like 30% off or something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how many percent, because, they calculate the conversion rate from fiat to OMI at a certain rate, right? And they publish everything. Now, after that, if the price changes, they're not, dynamically adapting it. So I know Tony bought some stuff and he got it super cheap. Like, wow.
Yeah.
But so that for me was number one. Number two was VeVe traditionally has focused very heavily on the digital side in these Comic-Cons, which seems intuitive. But what ends up happening is it's just a VeVe fam hanging out there waiting for the secret drops and going for it and, doing all the drops and stuff. So there's a big hoo-ha about the drops and, it's all VeVe people there and hardly anybody else. This time, the focus was on phygital. So they had all these guests, like Daniel Wu from Evermind was there. He's a big actor in Hong Kong. The massive lines for him. A lot of these young Asian kids, both male and female, they just come and stare and, look at that. And then they buy a comic and go in line and get a sign. And they were so excited. And that was sort of a good way of kind of getting them into the digital side through the physical. They did that with Mark Brooks. They did that with Jeff the Shark. They did that with Addiction. So a lot of these different IPs that they picked were really incredible. And they were a great way for engaging non-digital audiences with physical products from VeVe. VeVe made money on it and introduced them to digital. So to me, that was really well done. I almost miss the digital side. It's just someone who goes there like, hey, I forgot all about the drops, man. Like, when is it?
Yeah.
What's happening? So, maybe they need to set it up like a Disneyland kind of thing where every ride ends in a concession stand, right? So literally every signing, sort of dovetails into a drop, and there's like this digital thing, and there's like, it kind of creates that buzz and excitement and leads them there. But, maybe not. Maybe that comes over time. But overall, the VeVe booth was so busy, never seen it busier. All the posters, banners, screen, everything was spot on. It was beautifully done. It was a lovely booth.
Yeah, it looked really good from the far, to be fair. I mean, like with the displays of we've talked about that earlier, with the displays of the 3D collectibles rotating. I mean, I've just seen it on X, but Josh already told me they looked incredible in real life, and you got it right away what's VeVe about.
Yeah. And the team, third thing is the team did a phenomenal job. So starting with David and Dan, both of them had, those machines with which they were swiping, helping customers, charging stuff. And then you had VeVe Magic, and you had Max, Janie, My Collectibles, Corey, OMW, Josh, Flexi, all of them. There's like a full team out there ready to help, and they were working in sync. They all had their shifts, and it was very smooth the whole day. And you found, the booth was busy, and the people were working on getting stuff done. So that was great. And then I thought the actual merch was amazing, man. Like the Agoro silver and gold stuff was amazing. Both the Spider-Man one as well as the Darth Vader one. The comics are great.
Which one did you pull? What rarity did you get for the Star? Did you get both, you said?
I bought 2 Vaders and 3 Spider-Man. I got the bottom 2, versions. One's the foil version and one's the silver but with a colored kind of thing on it. I didn't pull the pure silver and the pure gold variants of either one. But I did hit the Addiction comic grade 11. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
And I also got a fairly low mint number 7 of the rare one. The secret rare one I got 11, but the other one I had like mint number 7. Awesome. So pretty cool. Overall, I think I pulled some decent ones.
A lot of people at the con seem to be getting very good mint numbers, so that was nice to see too. So
yeah, it was scarce as well, so there's not that many mints to begin with.
True.
The flags were a hit. Everybody was trying to, the New York flag obviously was great, but everybody's trying to score the Hong Kong flag. So what's left?
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, the Hong Kong flag. There are not that many of those, but the team did oblige a few people. If you really went and asked and badgered them.
Yeah.
And Mark Brooks is amazing.
So if I understand you correctly, you have been to many VeVe events and to all of the New York Comic Con VeVe events?
I've been to all the New York ones, some of the San Diego ones. I've been to Auxerre, I've been to Lisbon. I did not go to the London ones ever. So, but yeah.
So what was your impression from the overall look and feel of the booth this year? Like from the setting and all that kind of stuff and the people that are around? Yeah,
very professionally done. I think early in the year, some people were disappointed that they didn't do London and, this, that, and the other. I think it makes sense to do a few good events with a full booth, with the full team, and have an impact. I think having a small booth with a limited team and partial impact is a waste of money. So I think VeVe should do a few really large, high impact events with the top artists, top artwork, a lot of media spend. And then, the other thing, the fourth thing that I should mention here is Whatnot. So VeVe getting onto Whatnot is incredible. Max, with the help of Janie and the Whatnot team, were broadcasting from the booth. The merch was excellent. So for a lot of the VeVe fam that have traditionally complained that, hey, if I don't go to Comic-Con, I don't have access to this or whatever. Well, through Whatnot, you have access to it. You could buy it. The Whatnot stream is a certain number of hours, and pretty much everything that's at the Comic-Con is available. For VeVe is available through Whatnot. They have the show, so you can go and get them. Obviously, they're limited quantity, so there's still a dogfight to win it.
Yeah.
And, the only thing I would say is there may be one or two things for logo holders or something that are exclusive to people who actually attend the event. And, if you sit at home and say, hey, I want everything, I don't want to go, then what's the, VeVe is trying to incentivize the people that go there with a few things, right? A few things. So just one or two things were exclusively for attendees. And that makes sense. And if you can't wrap your head around that, then and just say that, hey, that's not fair, I want everything by sitting at home. Because, if you think about it, VeVe wants its loyal customers to come to events in different parts of the world, to engage with them. And it's good for new, prospective customers to see VeVe engaging with its customers. They want you to come out. Now, those are not cheap. They're expensive. The Comic-Con tickets are anywhere from $200 to like $800 for the VIP ones. Flying to New York domestically is, $300 to $500. Flying internationally is a couple $1,000s. And staying in New York is not cheap. Hotels can be expensive. They're anywhere, even if you share, it's like $500-600. And if you have your own place, it's at least $1,200 to $1,500 to stay for 3-4 days. And then the food and everything else. So, you have these people who are making this investment 3 days or 4 days of their time to go to a Comic-Con, to spend time with VeVe, spending all this money. And if VeVe gives them something exclusive that's worth a couple $100, if you're sitting at home and not doing anything and you want that as well, just too bad. And you'll hear that all the time. But Listen, the VeVe spared no expense on engaging the fam this time. It was beautiful. It was brilliant. The parties were excellent too.
What if your favorite heroes and icons could live in the palm of your hand? That's now possible with VeVe. VeVe isn't replacing the way you've always collected. It's expanding your love for fandom in a whole new way. From the Human Torch, Grogu, and the Mandalorian to Darth Vader and many more, all waiting for you. Every collectible is officially licensed by the world's biggest brands and made limited through blockchain technology, giving you true digital ownership of what you collect. Discover VeVe today and kickstart your digital collection with 10 free gems to start your journey into this new and exciting world of digital collecting. Use my link in the video description to sign up. Happy collecting, and back to the video.
Yeah, Josh mentioned like your party had to be canceled because of the hurricane.
Move downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So what happened? Not a hurricane, but basically, yeah. I guess So the Saturday we wanted to go to a rooftop. So I had found a place. So it's called the Arlo Midtown. Has a lovely rooftop. It's where the first party was held. My first New York party was there.
Yeah.
And I'd kind of spoken to them. I'd kept the whole venue a secret and everything. Didn't tell anybody till the last minute. Anyway, so finally, day off, we go there. And they said, we're so sorry. We had to close down the rooftop because it's 18-mile-an-hour wind on the ground, much higher on the rooftop, and it's cold. And they were expecting rain as well. So they said, look, you can have the bar, you can have all this other stuff. So yeah, so a bunch of us got, it might have been about maybe 70, 80 of us who were at in the bar area and the lounge area of the hotel till about maybe 11:30. And then we went to an Irish pub, the same one that we went on Thursday. And
Josh already told me about that and the story behind the name or something like that. I've never heard of the story, but...
No, DB Cooper.
Yeah, exactly.
DB Cooper.
Never heard of him before.
It's a very nice pub, man. It's an Irish pub with Irish people from Ireland, and they're very kind and nice. And I think Mr. 41 and Omar and a bunch of guys closed it down at 4:30. They helped the owner shut it down at 4:30 in the morning. So it was a good time and excellent Guinness and stuff. It was a good time.
Everyone trying to hit the line.
Everyone trying to hit the line. Yeah, splitting the G.
Yeah, splitting the G.
Yeah, when you hold a Guinness glass in your hand, you have the harp, and below that you have the Guinness name. But the G has like a line, halfway in between. So if you pick up your glass, you drink it, keep drinking, and put it down. When you put it down, if the line is at the G, that's called splitting the G. So I had to deal with the bar owner saying, if there's anybody here that splits the G, give them a free drink. So Mr. 41 actually got a free drink in his first
did
shot.
he get it? He got it?
Yeah. The first day he hit it, he nailed it. So the pub owner brought him another free Guinness.
Awesome. I just want to say real quick, I see Sagittarius in the chat. He's actually at the airport in New York right now, heading home.
Oh, very nice.
So it was a pleasure meeting you, man, and safe travels back. But Jan, do you have any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, definitely. So, it seemed like VeVe did a particular really good job, and it seemed like this from the far as well. But was there like a few like really specific moments that like stood out for you where you were like, okay, I haven't seen that coming, and that was such a great work by the team and the people there?
Yeah. So before the party on Friday, the VeVe party on Friday was at 8 o'clock. Before that, there was a dinner at 6 o'clock where David Yu had invited some VVIPs. So I didn't know much about who was on the guest list or any such thing. But I got invited. David said, look, this is just for, this is VVIP dinner. I'm going to invite you and Dr. Prophet. You guys are the only two sort of people from the community who've been invited into this. So I was very, very honored to go there to that dinner. But it was amazing. Ron English and his wife were there. And you had David and Dan. You had Daniel Wu, Sean Chen, and Carl Choi from Evermind out there. And then I can't sort of say who else was there, but basically,
they don't let us hanging here.
Yeah, there was basically. So I'll tell you, there were 2 movie producers and 2 writers out there who worked on something, very big stuff. I mean, these are seasoned actors and writers and producers who worked on very big stuff in Marvel. They were there at that dinner, engaging with David and Dan and the rest of us. So that was kind of interesting. I was like, oh wow, you have like these very famous movie producers and writers, out here and chatting stuff. So anyway, that blew me away. That I think was a very special moment for me personally. An honor to be at that dinner and really an honor to meet, that group of people that for me was just like, wow, these are not licensors. These are like, these guys are from film and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they were hanging out later. People didn't know who they were, but they came upstairs into the lounge at 8 o'clock. They were hanging around, and it was a good time.
Was that the same day as the VeVe Gold and Silver party? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because just to build on what you were saying there were a lot of partners that seemed to be at that event as well, which was nice to see. Ron was also there too. So
Ron English, Alcon, Jason Naylor, Mumbat.
Mumbat was there. Oh, I missed her.
Yeah, she came a little late, and then she kind of, she was kind of talking to some people and left. So even a bunch of other people missed chatting with Mumbat. And then you had a lot of other comic artists out there as well. The Addiction team was there. David Quinn and Vincent stopped by. Evermind was there. Then who else? You had Sozo Micah and Suede. They were there. Some PSA executives were there. Dan Williams was there. He's the CEO of Figpen. Just a whole bunch of CEOs were out there. And then, this time VeVe had sort of opened it out to people who also had the gold ticket, right? So you had a number of other kind of VeVe OGs who had the ticket. They're sort of in and out of VeVe. So Mr. Pags was there. Danny the Bull was there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, Ray Fixie was there. So, there's a lot of other people who, normally you don't see in these gold and silver logo event, things, or you've spoken to them a long time back, were there. And that was kind of, it was nice, it was really nice. And to me,
what's their take on the current situation or on the current state of VeVe, I would say?
Oh, I didn't get that far with them.
Jan, your camera went out here. You're going to have to turn your camera back on.
Yeah,
I have no idea what happened.
I didn't get that far with any one of them, but, when you meet people in person, you're not talking so much about collectibles and stuff. It's more personal. You ask them about how they're doing and all those other things, and family and all that other stuff, life in general. And a lot of that stuff that you see on X and all that stuff is very different. It's like that doesn't come into play. So there may be people who you have disagreed with a dozen times who are at the party, and you're just having a really good time together, having a drink together and chatting. And so
it felt it. Yeah. You summed it up really well by saying that. But I have a bit of a different question for you here. So, and Jan, if you can hear me, I sent you the link again, but so you mentioned how, this year you think VeVe did a really good job with the booth and how they operated and stuff like that. From your perspective, what should VeVe be doing moving forward? Same thing, or what else can they implement to kind of continue the growth?
Look, I mean, I think one of the most impressive moves, and one that I'm very excited about, is My Collectibles moving on from community manager to affiliate. And he's handed over his role to OMW, and OMW is very good at what he does, and that's great. But if you sort of focus in on, My Collectibles, he's identifying YouTubers and influencers with millions of followers to promote VeVe. And these are not just saying, hey, let's look at this community guy to do it, and that's great. Those things are great. But to bring in affiliates that have millions of subscribers and members, and then have them do, to introduce VeVe in their videos. So it's not like, they're going to do VeVe videos standalone or something right now. They're basically creating the videos that they do, but they're introducing VeVe in those videos. So there are millions of subscribers, watch those videos. And any given video is watched by a few 100,000 people, and there's video, and VeVe is prominently placed in it. So they've, I think they've shared like 1 or 2 of those so far with the community. In some, they've shared a little bit about, hey, we're talking to this one, blah, blah, blah. We're working, we deal with this one, there's this video, whatever. They are significantly expanding that. There's a budget for it. My Collectibles is chasing that down. And I don't know any insight. I don't have any insider information on who, what, how, deals, this, that, and the other. But I know that they're, I wouldn't be surprised if a year from now, 6 months from now, maybe sooner, there'll be at least a dozen such multi-million subscriber influencers in the space who are inserting VeVe into their content and creating more visibility and that sort of ability to bring in new users into VeVe. So, it all starts with visibility, right? You discover something and then you try it and then you fall in love with it. So the first part of it is exposure, right? And that I'm very excited about what My Collectibles is doing. He's doing it at a scale and in a manner in which it's not been done before. And I'm very excited. And he's the right guy for it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it earlier in this stream, and we were like, he does such a great job on that front, because like with the last guy he brought on, like 700K followers, like 33,000 views for the video, and like the targeting and like the product placement was spot on my opinion, with the AT thing. And I guess we will see a lot of stuff moving forward on that front. I think
all of you guys win, right? All of you guys will win with this, because they're sort of the top of the funnel, where you have these influencers who bring people into VeVe through discovery, through trial and things like that. And then there's, once they come into VeVe, they start exploring the community and content from people who create VeVe specific content. So, all of you guys will win in this, with new subscribers coming in after they enter into VeVe. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. Don't ever feel threatened or any such thing by what, those big deals are and those influencers and what they're doing. They have a top of a funnel type of action. A lot of you guys have a, middle and sort of, engagement part of the funnel. So they're two different things. And, you want to be rooting for their success. You want to be helping those people succeed, because as they succeed, the community becomes bigger. And all these channels also grow, whether it's Millie, whether it's you guys, whether it's Randy, whether it's anyone else, and hopefully they all figure out OMI and stuff like that too. So,
well, and you know what, just to add to what you're talking about, I think there's another way to kind of look at it too, where for somebody who's been a content creator in the community, I think there's a threshold of how much content you can put out versus value you get back because of the size of the community, right? And so we need these new content creators to come in to push it to more people so that we can actually grow our value, because that's one reason why I've always done 2 episodes a week. There's weeks where I want to put out more content, but I know that I'll probably burn myself out for the next week or whatever. But I'm also only promoting it to a certain community right now until that community grows bigger. So having people with the 720K followers promoting the platform, like you said, kind of rubs off over onto me. And
they're looking at millions. People with millions.
Oh yeah.
5 million plus too. So that'd be huge.
Yeah. Little birdie told me what the next one is. I don't know if you know, but it's up there. So
I think a combination of Whatnot plus this, plus the Fidgetals, kind of opens up that ecosystem of discovery of VeVe. And then I really like what Dr. Profit. I had a chance to chat with Dr. Profit for a little bit. And I don't have any insider information or something like that, but his vision is big. It's not just Stacker and where it is today with how things are bought and sold on Stack. VeVe things are bought and sold on Stacker with OMI. He's got a grander vision of enabling a lot of the requests that the community has, whether it's group selling, mint hunting, all that type of feature functionality on the one side, full custody, those kinds of things, and then obviously more wallet features. And so there's a lot of things that he has in his vision, and obviously we'll see how many of those can be implemented and come to fruition when they do. But he's a pure out and out Web3 guy, and he's going to strive to get us to full Web3 type functionality on Stacker. And
he's aiming for Q1, I guess, for version 2. Probably not.
I don't know all that. I don't know all that. I'm not going to comment on any.
Yeah, but I know. I had an interview with the community manager, and he said probably Q1, probably Q1.
Sanjay's not trying to get in trouble.
Yeah. Sorry, but that's already out there. Yeah.
Okay, very good. That's great. And Vicente, it was very good hanging out with Vicente. The German community was in full force. I mean, the VeVe fam from Germany is incredible. So many of them come out. They're fully engaged. It's not like they're doing their own thing. They go out. There's a bunch of Germans and they're doing their own thing. They come in. They engage the full community. They hang out with everybody. The first one's in. The last one's out. Very engaged with the team and the booth and the collectibles and social media and everything. I mean, I love the German community, and I'm not surprised that David said next year we will definitely go to that German, I don't know if it's what kind of convention that is, in Cologne. And
the Gamescom.
I don't think it said Cologne as yet. What's it called?
Gamescom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the biggest video game and convention in Germany.
Yeah. And I know David and Dan are very, very serious about that promise that they made in Portugal, in Lisbon, to the German fam. I was there when they made that promise to them, and I'm an absolute witness to that, and it's happening. And so that'll be pretty amazing to have a German flag and a German T-shirt, and the Germans have basically said, "Hey, David and Dan, we kind of like how you do things, but we think we can do things better. So, why don't you work with us on merch and everything?"
we are really structured here in
very
Germany.
Structured, yeah. The best merch is the German guys. I have all the merch. I literally done one solo, and what his sister does. Their merch is really good. They have the only T-shirt that has VeVe, Ecomi, and Stacker on it.
Yep.
And so super excited about that too, man. But all the others came out too. Jonah, and others came out from Netherlands. Obviously, you came from Canada, along with some others, and then Akash came from India. So there were a lot of people from other parts of the world as well. Sagittarius was there as well. So it was great to see, a lot of international people come out to New York.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jan, you have any other questions? I know you were off for a little bit there.
And before I ask my question, guys, in the chat, I mean, we are kind of a lot of people right now. So if you have any questions for Sanjay, just type it in and we will take a look at those questions as well. But yeah, so my question is, it seems like VeVe is doing a lot of things right at the moment with the conventions, with bringing in partners, with the affiliate program, with OMI, like the transition from GEMS to OMI at which date was it? 19th of November, I guess.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your take on that transition, and also what do you think about how important is the hopefully coming bull run in crypto for OMI and of course for the visibility of VeVe?
So the whole, the use of gems in the app in a sort of monetary way or convertible way, and the only exit with OMI is a very interesting one. I think it's got two sides to it, right? On the one hand, there are people who are only comfortable with gems and stuff like that. So for them, you are going to hear it. I mean, even if they haven't spoken up now, they're going to realize the hit later, and they're going to realize that they are forced to go into Stacker. They're forced to sell on Stacker for OMI. They're forced to learn how to use Stacker, how to use wallets, how to natively get into crypto and all that other stuff. And so, there's a percentage of people that are non-crypto people that are going to find that, I think, challenging, and they're not going to like it at first. But it's
sorry to interrupt right away on that point, because we had a lot of people in the German community, because that announcement was made like right before our last German VeVe meetup, and there were a lot of people like, I don't want to do that, and now, like a few months later, they all went down that little learning curve, and they are all happy about it.
Well, so yes. But here, what I mean to say is, if you're going to bring in more people, once you have it in place, we're all grandfathered in. We don't have a freaking choice. Whether you like it or not, you got to learn how to do that, because that's the only way you're going to sell, right? But if you think about a net new user coming in that's not into crypto and stuff like that, there's a learning curve there. That's going to be a barrier. That's going to be something. So there has to be some education around it, some adoption of it. So that's one side of it. The other part of it is, now OMI has become very, very important. Stacker has become very, very important. So the only escape hatch is Stacker, is OMI, and a crypto out. So that gets us a lot closer to the Web3. It gets us a lot closer. It's a stepping stone to many other foundational things that they can do with the project, right? That are not feasible in a sort of very app and gem-centric world. It's a big step forward, and I like that step, because I think that becomes very favorable to a lot of crypto people to come back into VeVe. Suddenly, that enables a lot of things. So will it happen? Won't it happen? I don't know. My personal guess is that once we go to that environment, which is a very crypto-centric environment where it's Stacker, buying, selling, this, that, and the other, the app is available, but it's kind of like more of, if you're kind of just trading stuff, that's fine. But, for vast majority of things, you're going through Stacker and through OMI. To me, that becomes a very interesting thing in the crypto part of the world. And that brings in a lot of people into VeVe. They're treated more like NFTs that they're used to engaging and interacting with. And I think the win from that would be huge. And over time, we'll see, how nobody knows how this whole thing fares. There may be some additional things that VeVe and Stacker need to do to bring the masses along that are not crypto and Web3 savvy.
What would be those things in your personal opinion? Do you have an idea?
I don't know. I mean, it might be hand holding, right? It might be making it one click, making that ability to get a wallet done in a simple manner.
Yeah.
It might be about, creating an interface that enables people to get an app-like experience. It might be, helping people with how they get fiat, Okay, so once you sell it for OMI, if there's a way in which it just kind of goes directly into your wallet without having to auto conversion to fiat or something like that in your bank account, those.
But
I think there also needs to be more educational resources. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like anything, man. Like, this is a pretty big change, right? It's a pretty big change, and I think that change is going to favor a certain audience and bring in more, and it's going to require some hand-holding and stuff on the other side. But personally, I mean, I've obviously played with Stacker. I was one of the first few guys on Stacker in the beta and all of that stuff. I've been quite familiar with crypto and wallets and doing all this stuff. So for me, it's not an issue at all. I'm quite loving how this whole thing is surfacing, and knowing what Dr. Profit plans with sort of, doing with this thing in terms of making it full Web3 with all that, all the other things we've asked for, it's the right step.
Here's a question for you. I'd love to get your perspective on this because I've talked about in the past the number of platforms that VeVe has, right? So if a new user comes into the platform, they might not necessarily understand what the process of buying OMI was, back when it was 17 steps. We do, right? Yeah. So in our eyes, it's very simple compared to what it used to be. Oh. But I think something that's very obvious to a new user is once you get onto the VeVe app, then there's MCP, then there's OMI, then there's this platform and VeVeverse and all of that, right? So what's your perspective on that? Do you think that they should continue building the foundations for each one of those platforms or kind of merge them?
Well, there is only, realistically, there's 4 kind of platforms, right? And you have VeVe, the web app, right? And that environment. Somewhat seamless with the native app. Then you have VeVeverse, which is a separate thing. You have the comic reader, which is a separate thing. And then you have Stacker, right? So those are the 4 different major environments. So you can, you can call it A and B if there's a variant of it, and so they've done well to already bring a lot of it together, right? There's some integration already where you can see in the native, in VeVe, you can see all the Stacker, all the OMI prices and this, that, and the other. So I think there's more integration that's needed to make it a lot more seamless. I know that VeVe has that on their, at least seems like it's on their radar for everything except VeVeverse. I think VeVeverse is just a little bit more, even that, Dan's talked about the mobile version and this, that, and the other. It seems like some of that has gone on the back burner a little bit to favor a lot of the OMI, Stacker, VeVe, IP type stuff. Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, the market's not ripe for VeVeverse yet in terms of, full-blown kind of adoption and stuff. It'll come over time, and I think VeVe is doing the right thing there. They've turned up the heat in the right places. They've turned up the heat on Phygital, they've turned up the heat on OMI, they've turned up the heat on Stacker, they've turned up the heat on all the other, the web app and stuff, and they've kind of put that other one on a little bit of simmer for a while. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. Oh, Jan, Annie, want to chime in?
What would be interesting to me, because I've never been to a con, would be is there a difference between the VeVe fam, the VeVe community, and other fans of different brands or something Is there a difference, or is it
This is inexcusable. This is inexcusable.
Yeah, I know.
This question is inexcusable, my friend. You have to, if you're part of the VeVe family, you've been here for the longest time. I understand they're somewhat expensive to do overseas, but go and do it domestically. Make it a point.
I will be in Cologne, definitely, 100%.
Okay, we'll see how Cologne is. But anyway, yes, there is a difference in terms of that. See, the VeVe fam, if you look at other brands, they don't have those communities. A lot of them are online communities where people don't know each other very well, right? This whole VeVe Gold logo thing is something that David's enabled, right? It's about all of us going on to X. A lot of us have become friends. A lot of us are part of groups. We plan things, we organize things together. And beyond just the company event, we also do a lot of stuff together. That's not normal for other IPs. If you go to a Tokidoki booth, there's not a Tokidoki community that's having parties all day long, and the fans are, and similarly the others too. The only thing that comes close to it is the Bored Apes. I don't know if the Punks do anything. The World of Women does stuff. There's a couple of things, but they're all smaller, right? They're all projects with one IP and few hundred people or whatever, right? I mean, for VeVe to go multi-IP sort of thing and for all of us to come together, that's very different. I've seen, Candy Digital, DC do something. I mean, theirs are very different. They have some parties, it's more business oriented. They have a Ghibli thing with He'll come and speak, and there's some drinks or something. Shay is amazing. Shay Biron. She, personally organizes stuff. She put her own money. I know in San Diego, she had a party just before ours, and a few people went there. But they're smaller in scale. Those communities are I think ripe for something like what we do, in the VeVe community. And there's a lot of overlap. A lot of them are in VeVe as well. I've always thought maybe we should just combine these things. At least, VeVe can do the event, DC can do the event, but when it comes to fans, right? Like the parties that I host, maybe there will be one exclusive for VeVe Gold and Silver logo holders, but the rest of the weekend, there's 3-4 other times we go and drink in the afternoon, the evening, whatever. Mm-hmm. Those, I think we should open up. The intent was to open up. And it's very different from any other, if you go to any other booth and any other group of people hanging out there, they don't know each other. They're not engaged in that manner. Like you go to our booth, Dr. Rolex is there, VeVe NFT Comics is there, Mr. 41, Dr. Profit, all these guys, and then so many VeVe fam are out there at these, the booth. They all know each other and they're talking to each other. Customer comes in waiting in line, they'll help, new people and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That camaraderie, that bond, that community, that Web3 2.5, whatever you want to call it, right? Community is very unique, I believe, to VeVe and a few, things like that.
And where do you think that comes from? I've always been very curious. Do you think it's David and Dan? Do you think it's, something that happened earlier on in VeVe's?
There's a lot of people that take credit for it. But I'll tell you, I think it's, I would credit this to a combination of David and Dan's initial engagement with the community, number one. Because if they hadn't had these spaces, the others wouldn't engage, right? Number one. But I think that a big part of that culture of bonding and camaraderie comes from people like OBL, Kaki, all those people, right? The early people in Clubhouse. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure I'm missing some names as well, right? Silicon, like all these people, right? They were all, they created that camaraderie, that bond, not in person, digitally, right? And then when it came time to these events, then it was people like me and Randy and Magic and, Emoji and all these people, right? So there's a lot of people that, and Kid Arcade, right? Him.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. And then even if you look at in France with the lady in red.eth, you know who that is, right? Fanny.
Yep.
Her, and then 101 Pop, all those the French guys there. Mm-hmm. So in different parts of the world, there are different people that came together to translate that online community building into the physical kind of events and stuff like that. So, I would say it's primarily David and Dan, but the community played a big role. For any one person to say I'm responsible for the community building is just, it's...
Yeah, that's just hilarious.
Yeah, there's a big,
to be fair,
pizza pie, and there's a lot of slices there. And, that's the magic of the community as well. And I would say there's a lot of people with little slices. But if you had to go back to the first couple of slices, that would be OBL, Kaki, those people. And I wasn't there, so I don't even know the other guys at that time, And, But it's interesting you bring up that question because, today is VeVe's 5 years since VeVe's first drop. So the anniversary on your first drop, David, Dan, and the team. It's a great time to look back and reflect very fondly on how you guys dropped the Todd and the community that you guys helped build with with other people and create what we have today. And there's so many people like Rev Alex, all the different people that worked, Mitch, right, on that side. There's a number of people that have worked at VeVe and played different roles along the way to get us to where we are today, right? And you got to celebrate all of these people, man. They've worked. That was their life. We're collectors. Sure, we had a lot of fun. We put a little bit of time into it, but those are guys who had full-time jobs.
Yeah, team effort. Yeah,
team effort, right?
Yeah.
All the developers, engineers, and when you go and look at all the mods and the work that they've done, as well as the engineers, the marketing people, the lawyers, all of that stuff. I mean, it's incredible what they've achieved. And think about it. Not many other companies have survived. Reeker Forever isn't.
Yeah.
Right? Palm, Candy, Nifty, all of them have run into all kinds of trouble. Futureverse is in trouble.
Yep.
Right? And, VeVe has come close to being in trouble, and they've navigated it very smartly. They've been prudent. They've been scrappy. They've planned things properly. They've, pushed out things. They've been very nimble. They pushed out things, where they needed to and focused on other things. And VeVe is a great platform today. It's got like a lot of dimensionality to it. It's got a lot of IPs. It's got phygital. It's got a VeVeverse. It's got music. It's got sports. It's got cards. It's got pins.
Yeah.
Right? It's got all these different
everything.
A lot of dimensionality to it, and top IPs are on it. DC's on it. Marvel's on it. And then if you look at all the artists like Ron and Jermaine and Frank Kozik and Simone from Doki Doki, it's incredible what VeVe's achieved in 5 years. So,
and lots to come, I guess.
Lots to come as well. Yeah, I mean, I know David. I sent David a message in the morning saying, "Hey, congratulations." He said, we're going to do our best to do better and more. That was the response.
Nice.
So,
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, that's exactly what he sent me. Literally, it was not gloating on what he's achieved. It's here's what let me read this. It's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
And so he says, "Thank you. We will continue to work harder and build this to a mass audience." And then he sends me a link.
I like this attitude.
Yeah. And then he sends me a link to a video, YouTube video of Will Wainwright, the CEO and founder of Cryptoys, a 30-minute video where he's being interviewed. And the guy talks about the future of digital and collecting. I'll share that link with people in DMs so you guys can see it. It's a 30-minute video where Will from Cryptoys talks. And it tells me how, David's following every single one of these companies and projects that are around.
I think the best way to describe David, keeping in mind I don't know him too well, but is obsessed. He is obsessed. And to build off what Sanjay's saying here, the guy doesn't stop, but you can shoot him an email and it doesn't matter whether it's, middle of the night for you or middle of the day, he's responding within the hour or two. And that to me is something that's so impressive because it doesn't matter whether you're a small fish or a big fish, he's responding and he's always there. Even in New York, I know he had a little ear infection or something that he got. He was away for the party the one night, but right back at the booth the next morning, early in the morning, manning it for the rest of the day. He just doesn't stop. So,
and that passion is important. He's a collector, right? He himself is a collector and he's building a company for collectors. And that shows, right? His passion shows, his dedication shows. I mean, with all the lawsuits and all that other drama and the money problems and the market problems and the community problems and the tech problems and stuff. I mean, it'd be easy for anybody with pre-existing money to sort of just say, "Oh, okay, fuck it, I'm done. I'll go do something else."
Yeah,
yeah. And go ahead. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just to finish that point out. I mean, instead he's focused and wants to do more and build better and works very, very hard, and that's great. I mean, it's great for everyone that's here still.
Yeah, and
for everyone that left, I hope they consider coming back at some point if they see the progress that they need to see.
Mm-hmm. And just to make note that Dan is the exact same too, because I know Dan isn't in the spotlight as much, but Dan was at all the parties every single night. And I was actually thinking too, I was like, it's got to be so surreal for someone like him who, he's described the first drop where they were sitting around their kitchen table and they were kind of questioning whether or not it was going to sell out. And in New York, Dan's trying to pick which party to go to because there's there's people all over the place just celebrating VeVe. So he would stop in at this party and then go to the next one. And I was like, he's there with the fam. So he cared just as much. And some of you guys might know that I'm kind of working on my own project. Dan brought it up to me right away and said nothing but positive things about it. It wasn't like he took it as a jab or, offensive or anything like that, which I think is a really big thing because that's kind of where they're at. They're open-minded and they're willing to kind of, chat. So, yeah. Jan, anything to add?
We have to take a close look at the chat because we missed a few questions. Exhibition asked earlier, what's your favorite superhero and artist? Further up, Josh, I guess. Wait a second.
Oh, we missed a lot. Shoot.
Yeah. So, Sanjay, what's your favorite superhero and artist?
Oh, I love Spider-Man. My favorite collectible on the app is the Ultimate Animated Secret Rare Spider-Man, the one that does the 2 tricks, right? That's my favorite collectible. I've used that from the beginning at family parties and stuff like that. So Spider-Man and that, definitely my favorite. In terms of artists, it's hard to say favorite, man. I collect a lot of stuff on the app. I have a lot of respect and love for Ron English's work. And, that's one artist that I really love. I also like Simone's work. He's another artist. I like Brett Crawford's Self-Made. That piece is just so amazing. I don't have a physical statue at home.
Incredible.
But the digital one, I hold. Every time I look at that piece, it's just like, wow. And then, there's a lot of other stuff. I mean, all the cars are amazing. There's just some incredible stuff on VeVe now. It's just when somebody asks you, what do you like? It's just like, oh my God, I just feel so scattered. I have so many on the app. But there's a lot of incredible artists. I like the new series that they're doing with a lot of the Korean artists as well. I like Peach Momoko. If you go back to comic artists, I like Peach Momoko's artwork. I like Scotty Young. I also like Marco Cicchetto's artwork on the Ultimate Spider-Man collection.
Do you own any one-of-ones on VeVe?
I don't.
No?
I don't. Is
that on your bucket list?
Like for the price of those one-of-ones digitally, I can get a physical one, right? And I'm still, when it comes to the one-of-ones, I'm still very much a physical one-of-one kind of guy.
Okay.
And there's so much that I want, I suppose once the VeVeverse establishes itself, I may view that differently. But I know people like Michael Bowman and Asuk and these guys and Dr. Rolex and these guys have like a lot of it. But I'm, part of it is because my wife's an artist. She loves art. So every time I buy a physical piece of art, I can share it with her, put it on the wall, and stuff like that. So I probably should just get one just for that, just to check the box. I guess. There's some good stuff there. There is some great stuff there.
Yeah. And we had Fadi in the chat who said like Cologne is not confirmed. They just said Germany, but not Cologne, but probably it will be Cologne.
Yeah, we're all hoping, it's, or some people are hoping it's Cologne. Some people are hoping it's another one. But either way, there's something going to happen in Germany next year, and I'm super excited. No matter where it is, we'll be.
Will you be there?
Yep, for sure.
Nice.
Unless there's some weird, work-related stuff, but 95% I will be there.
Yeah.
It's my intent to be there.
Yeah. And then another really, really important question in the chat from Anno. Can you give us some insights or some more information? Do you maybe know something we don't know yet about those VeVe and OMI coins, and especially like the third coin that... Oh, cliffhanger.
Uh-oh. Sanjay, if you can hear us, your camera came out. I don't know what happened there.
That was a cliffhanger.
He might have gotten a call or something on his computer.
But we can,
Oh, no, he's here. He's
You
here.
guys see me?
Yep, you're good.
I don't think it was my computer, but anyway, maybe it is. All right,
okay.
so either way, so I heard your question. So
Perfect.
I don't have any insider knowledge or whatever. What I know, here's what I know, right? What I know is that the silver coin that looks like gold with VeVe on it is for gold and silver logo holders in Decon. That I know.
Just in Decon?
I don't know that for sure. Yeah, but it becomes available in Decon. Whether it's give it in Decon and maybe for another year or whatever. I don't know.
And just to confirm, that's Vegas in November?
Yeah, that's Decon Vegas. Yeah, okay. Yep. And then, obviously there's not an article on it or something. So this is what I've heard from multiple sources, including David, who shared it in one of the streams. The Ecomi one is an interesting one. I don't know the details behind it. What I've heard from someone in the community is that, and rumor, is that becomes available to Ecomi SR holders to purchase with OMI. That's a rumor. So,
please let it all burn.
So I don't.
Most of it.
I don't know if that's right or wrong, right? And in general, I would say don't go and act on rumors because then you will burn yourself out and also land yourself in trouble. Yeah. So that's a rumor, okay? That is a rumor. That's what I heard. Don't know for sure or not.
Don't clip that, guys.
and then it's a rumor. And then the coin, there's a third one which says, it seems like a silver coin with VeVe in blue on it.
Yeah.
So that one, nobody has any rumors on or knows what it's for. I have a speculation on it.
And what's your speculation?
Okay, so very important to know, it's a speculation. It's a Mr. MC1 speculation. I've not heard it from anyone. So it's not even a rumor that I've heard from anyone. It's a speculation. It comes from my brain and without any knowledge of anything. And so my speculation on that is that it's VeVe's 5-year anniversary. So my sense is that they may use that coin to engage the OGs. Meaning if you joined VeVe between a certain date and a certain date, right? And let's say you bought a Todd and you kept the Todd till this date, Now that person may get like whatever. It could be a Todd, it could be the first, anything in the first set. It could
speculation.
My guess is my speculation is that VeVe coin is to engage and reward loyal supporters of VeVe, either from day one, week one, month one, or quarter one. And I don't think it's something that they would just hand out randomly because they may not even know who the hell had which wallet where, whether they KYC'd or not, right? Like that time everybody opened wallets and stuff.
Yeah.
So my guess would be that it would likely go to people that came in a certain period early, bought some stuff, stayed in VeVe, engaged over a period of time, and still have that original stuff.
Which is
not that they sold that and then bought it again or whatever, the old stuff. That would be my guess. If I had to advise David, that's what I would advise him.
Which would be that re-engagement we were talking about earlier on in the stream.
And give them like a bloody $500 coin, man. Those silver coins or whatever, $300 to $500 or whatever it is, and they have value, intrinsic value beyond that, beyond just the actual cost of silver, the fact that it's limited quantity and whatever, give that coin to reward those people if they are still here, remotely engaged, and have been here the whole time, and like, I don't know what the criteria for it would be. What I personally wouldn't qualify for it. I don't think, because I came only 1 year, almost, maybe about 9 months later or something. I came in August of
21.
21, yeah. So, but I think it would be a phenomenal use of that coin. There may be, but that's just my speculation. There may be other kind of criteria that they may have based on loyalty. It could be level hundreds. It could be, something else too, or maybe it could be a combination of those. Maybe half of it is held out for OGs and half for level hundreds and whatever else.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be a really good use case for it.
Yeah.
And again, guys,
give it to the VeVe logo holders because there's something for them. You don't need to give it to Komi SR people. Or maybe that is the drop with OMI. Maybe that becomes
all speculation here, guys.
Yeah, and guys,
you want to have fun on this space? Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
And if there's any other speculation you guys have in the chat, let us know, and maybe we can cover that as well.
But if you're an OG, let me say this: if you're a freaking OG, and you were there earlier, and you still have some stuff in your wallet that you accidentally forgot to sell, I would, peel my ears and listen to what the hell's happening with the 5-year anniversary. I would, at least tune into socials to listen to what's going on, follow the announcements, and engage in some manner. Even if you ghosted VeVe for a period of time, get back into the saddle.
Yeah. Matthew says there's a chart where you can read how many accounts were opened on the day you started. So.
Yeah.
Oh, is there? I mean, I would love to know that.
Yeah,
just out of curiosity.
Matthew says he was one of the first 3,000 users. He's in the chat right now. Matthew Lambie.
Can you send me the link on X? I would like to know that.
Matthew Lambie said that the gentleman getting all the signatures on his face at the party. But yeah, Jan, do you have any?
I gotta bounce now, but
no worries.
I have another meeting, but I want to say thank you to everybody and thanks for connecting.
Well, hey, I just want to say thank you for coming on, and also thank you for all the work you did in New York. That party was awesome. So
pleasure. Good connecting. Bye.
Yes.
Awesome.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, guys.
All right. I mean, that was nice. That was a really, really nice conversation, guys. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did. What's your opinion, Josh?
It was a fantastic conversation. That's our third guest, episode 4, third guest on the show. So, many more to come. But Sanjay is an interesting guest just because he's so close to the team, and obviously he's successful himself. So, getting his perspective is always interesting. So.